Oh yeah, here we are. Yes, we're on live, I believe. We're not on live. There we are. And we're up. I believe so. Welcome aboard. Glad to see everybody in the group today. Excuse me, I'm just gonna get this going on Instagram. So Instagram's gonna see half of this, but you're gonna see the whole thing because you're in the group. So let's just connect up Instagram, hook them up. Welcome in. And yeah, now Instagram's on. All right, Instagram, you are joined on with Facebook. Good to see everybody here. Just gotta pull up some notes, make sure I'm not rambling. I want to be really good with everybody's time. How's that sound? All right. You are in on podcast 001. This is it. This is the beginning. Welcome to the first one. I'm so happy to have everybody here. Yeah, Siraj is in. Barry, James, Patrick. Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody? Well, if you didn't see the title, this is 3 easy things that help men lose fat. Body fat. Lots of body fat. All the good news is this also increases testosterone. Testosterone goes up because of this. So if you need testosterone, I want to see you type T in the comments below. You can type testosterone, but if that's way too many keystrokes, just put the letter T and make sure it's a capital T because that just signifies testosterone. Yeah, all right. So podcast 001. Let's get this rolling, shall we? This is a good little podcast, and I got a nice guest today. I'm going to introduce my first guest for my first podcast. My first guest, welcome aboard. The bottle of whiskey back there. Where is it? That one right there. There's a few of them, but I'm talking about Gibson's right there. That's my friend Gibson. Welcome, Gibson. Welcome aboard. Sorry, nobody else could make it today, so. And if you're on Instagram, boom, there it is. There's Gibson. There's the whiskey. Unfortunately, it's 11 a.m., so you're going to catch me with a coffee mug instead of a whiskey glass, but that's all right. So let's get into it. Let's start talking about some things. Let's talk about the really, really, really good things. I'm talking about progress. I want to give a few shout outs. 3 that I can think of on the top of my head. Dan, dropping weight like crazy, hasn't seen this number on the scale in, I don't want to say years, I think decades, but he's crushing it. Came up with a good measurement yesterday. Haven't seen today's, but the graph is looking really impressive. Kareem, another good one. Into the 180s. Yes. Into the 180s for the first time, and it's been a little while, but crushing it. Got some good measurements coming in this week. And then huge congrats to Louise. We got progress going. Started a couple weeks ago, and some frustration, some challenges and whatnot, but now we're in the right direction. It's starting to trend downwards, and we're looking good. So Louise is getting everything on track and starting to really, get things going, get that scale moving in the right direction. So going to be lean in no time. Looking forward to that leanness. All right, 3 things that help men lose fat. These are good things that are also going to help men increase testosterone. 3 simple things. They might seem a little bit hard to do, but you know what? They become really, really easy when your focus goes right to it. When you start doing things that work, you start seeing results. And when you see the results, that carries momentum for you so easily. Your mind changes. Everything, it becomes easier. Your mindset is completely driven towards making sure that new habit continually happens, because when you start seeing the results, it's just amazing, obviously. So, yeah, Mr. Cold Brew jumped in. Give me some hearts on whatever platform. I want to see some more hearts. I'm not saying another word until I get a heart. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, good. There's some more hearts. Thank you. Well, let's get into the number one. A lot of people I work with are already doing this one, so perfect. Also, there's a lot of confusion around this one. If you want to burn body fat, you need to prioritize weightlifting around or over cardio. Prioritize weightlifting over cardio. Call it strength training, resistance training, weightlifting, whatever you want. That needs to be a top priority over cardio. And I'm not telling you to stop doing cardio right now. Trust me. If you like doing cardio, continue doing that. But if you're looking to burn more calories, burn body fat more, weightlifting is going to be your go-to number one. Cardio, sorry, you get the number two spot on that one, but that's just scientific research shows that strength training, resistance training is going to burn more calories than cardio. Now, as a double whammy to that body fat, if you want to do cardio and you like doing cardio, do it. You're going to burn more body fat. Do it more so after your weightlifting, your strength training, because that is going to help continually burn a little bit more body fat. But when I say prioritize weightlifting over cardio, that is going to mean that you want to do most of your weightlifting at the beginning of the workout or at the beginning of the day if you're doing 2-a-days, whatever it is. When you have the bulk of the energy, you want to use that bulk of the energy in your weightlifting. It's so much easier to fit in cardio. I know it's difficult to, run a mile or more if you've just smashed your legs with squats and deadlifts and whatever, and your legs are just completely tired. But if you're doing an upper body strength day, then get your cardio in after. Your legs are going to be relatively fresh. Your body's going to be somewhat drained in energy because you hit the strength training side of it. But you just want to get in that cardio after your strength training. There's no reason for you to start depleting your energy before your strength training. If you know anything about the experience of strength training where you're lifting really heavy weight for little reps, anything under 10 reps can be pretty heavy weight. Well, if you're jumping on your cardio machine or you're doing 10 minutes or an hour of cardio and then you decide to go lift something heavy, good luck lifting it. It's not going to be very effective doing that after your cardio. So make sure you get the bulk of your lifting in when you have the bulk of your energy. That's just going to be the best for you. You're going to be lifting a lot heavier. You're going to see better results. You're going to be burning more calories, which means burning more body fat. Yes, Cano, join the party. Oh, Oliviera, I think I pronounced your name right. Type in the long pronunciation. Thanks for jumping in on Instagram. Unfortunately, my phone is going to die. So Facebook, glad you're on Facebook in my group to catch this. But Instagram, I'm sorry, you got to go. If you want in, quick one before my phone dies, if you want in, jump into the link in my bio, which gets you into my group. So do that right now. Jump into my group. That way Facebook gets to see all of the live. So Instagram users, jump into the link or jump into the bio, hit the link, and let's move over to the Facebook group. Sorry, the phone's going to die. I got to charge it up and say peace for now. And Facebook, sorry about that little distraction. What we're going to do is continue on with point number 2 and 3. So I hope everybody gets the point of prioritizing weightlifting over cardio. It's scientifically proven that you will burn more calories with strength training, resistance training, weightlifting, whatever you want to call it. So the same amount of time and intensity in strength training is going to burn more calories. So put your energy into that. Same intensity and duration for cardio is going to burn you a little less, but it's still going to burn more. It's still going to burn calories. It's still going to burn body fat. But if you put them together, that's a great combination. If you put them together, strength comes first, cardio comes second. If you're doing 2-a-days, try and get your strength at the beginning of the day, cardio later in the day, whatever you want to do. Cardio on off days, you don't need to be strength training every single day of the week, but I highly recommend that you don't do that either. But get your cardio in and don't let it get in the way of your strength training. And you'll find you're going to burn a lot more body fat. So What we want for point number 2, we're going to focus on this. What you want to do to burn more body fat, focus on delicious, low-calorie options. That has worked for so many people. I'm going to go 2 different ways on this one. The first one, we're just going to talk about things to flavor up your food, so you're going to enjoy the food that you're eating a little bit more. If you're trying to burn body fat, you're going to be going for maybe simple foods and whatnot, and you might not be going for some foods versus others because of high calorie options. There's going to be a lot of high fat, high sugar content in some foods, and you'll find you're just not going to be eating that stuff that much anymore, especially if you don't make progress and you're eating those foods, you'll find out probably time to kick those foods. So what you want to do is start going towards foods that have much lower calories or even 0 calories in them. So what foods are you going to go for? They're going to be things like hot sauce. That is unreal. Frank's Red Hot, the sriracha, cock sauce, whatever you call it. That's going to be very, very, very low calories if you don't like hot sauce. No big deal. Another good option is salsa. Go for mild salsa. If you like hot stuff, go for the hot stuff. Salsa is going to be a lot lower in calories, and that's going to help you add flavors to some foods, like things that might be a little bland otherwise, chicken, fish. There's going to be a lot of things that can be spiced up with these things. Let's go on. We got soy sauce, perfect option. A little bit high in sodium, but it's going to give you a lot of flavor. Salt and pepper, or just spices in general. So if you have like garlic salt, and I hope you have a pen and paper because you want to write these things down or keep a mental note. Just think of one thing that you can start adding in your diet that's going to help add flavor and help you reduce body fat at the same time. Other things are things like mustard. There's like no calories in there. If you get Dijon mustard, that stuff is very low in calories, very good in flavor. Other things like balsamic vinegar or just flat out vinegar is going to add a little bit of flavor to some of your foods. So tip number 1 on this point number 2 is going to be just adding flavor that's low calories. The other thing is going to be more low calorie options that are going to be huge. So these things, sorry to say, but vegetables. Not a lot of people go for vegetables. I know it's just one of those things like, nah, man, vegetables aren't my thing, or, I have to eat vegetables. Look, there's so many ways to spice it up. Take those low calorie options, put spice on it, salt and pepper, put balsamic vinegar on some vegetables, and go easy with it. Go for the easy options. You don't have to make salads. You don't have to make, cut up a whole pile of vegetables. You don't have to put in a whole pile of time. One of the best things I did that got in my micronutrients and helped develop a healthier body was just buy frozen vegetables. Costco's my go-to. But just getting frozen vegetables, there's a lot of good points around it. It's convenient. It's easy. They don't go bad. The cons are like they take up space in your freezer. Oh, a big con. Maybe it doesn't taste that great, but remember talking about those low-calorie options. Get those on there. Balsamic vinegar. You probably don't want to add salsa to it, but hot sauce even. If you put soya sauce on some, California mixed vegetables, whatever it is, perfect. So get the vegetables in. If you want quick and easy, stuff that doesn't go bad and stuff that doesn't go bad and you have to go out and buy new stuff, get the frozen stuff. Throw it in the freezer. Always have a stash of big bags of vegetables ready to go. Different varieties too. Costco is my go-to, so you can get lots of great stuff there. Man, there's some good stuff at Costco. The nutrient breakdown, nothing happens when you freeze it. There's controversy over that, or at least a lot of people think, frozen vegetables aren't as good for you. They do hold their nutrient and their good properties when they're frozen. So it's not like you're destroying the micronutrients when you freeze them. It's not like the quality of the vegetables go down. It's easier to get in frozen vegetables, and it's just convenient all in all. So point number 2, low calorie options. The flavor is 1, and Going for vegetables is another one. The big part about vegetables is that they will be low calorie compared to the size of it. So the size of those things, the size compared to the portion and the calorie amount is amazing. The ratio is so good. The big part about vegetables is that you get a huge amount for the size or for the amount of calories. So when you eat big amounts of food, that stretches out your stomach, it fills your stomach up. It's good to have a full stomach, especially if you're trying to lose body fat, especially if you're just trying to reduce calories. But if you stretch out the stomach, what happens is your stomach produces a hormone called leptin. That hormone goes up, which ultimately brings down the hormone called ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone. Ghrelin is the one that signals to your brain saying, I need to eat, man. I'm hungry. I need to eat. So if you fill up your stomach and it stretches, leptin is secreted from your stomach, and that helps control and balance out the hunger hormones. So just think about needing to fill your stomach. One of the biggest popular low calorie, actually no calorie options, water. Just drink a bottle of water. If you are hungry, just drink this right away. Chances are, if you don't drink a lot of water, you're gonna need it anyways. So have a bottle of water on standby, have that ready to go. It's just gonna make you feel less hungry. It's gonna take that edge off really quick. So if you're trying to lose body fat, point number 2 is go for those low calorie options that are gonna help add flavor, also stretch out your stomach because you can get larger amounts, and that ultimately takes away the food cravings. I know vegetables aren't really the go-to for a lot of people, but when you start seeing all the things like your hunger cravings go down like crazy, your cravings for junk food go down like crazy as well, they help balance out your insulin levels. So you're managing the insulin, you don't get insulin spikes. When you eat some candy, your insulin goes like crazy, and not that it's bad to have candy, because I can say that I got it too, so. But if you're eating candy, your insulin goes up and you get more cravings. Try and get those veggies in once in a while, those low calorie options. That's gonna help bring your cravings down. Now, let's get on to point number 3. Point number 3 is something that is hard for some people. It's really easy to neglect it. That thing is sleep. Sleep is huge. Sleep is something that does a lot of things. Going back to the testosterone point as well, testosterone is built mostly when you're sleeping, when you're recovering, when your body's in a relaxed state. So sleep, definitely a very underrated, I don't know if you want to call it an activity, but sleep is one of those things that a lot of people just don't do. Many reasons that people don't do it, and I get it. I totally get it. If you have a family, if you have kids, it's, your schedule is going to be thrown all over the place. Unexpected awakening in the middle of the night. If you have a job where you're on call constantly, you're going to be woken up unexpectedly. But there's ways around it. Just finding times to nap. Also, there's supplements you can take that help you sleep. I take supplements that are they work wonders once you find out the ones that actually work for you. And these things they're natural. Unfortunately, when you're losing body fat, you're decreasing the amount of food that you eat, which means that you likely don't get the same amount of nutrients. So that's when you would supplement things. You don't just start taking supplements because it kind of helps you out. There has to be a strategy or reason or whatever to start taking those supplements. So when you find out what works for you, some things work unbelievable. So if you're unawoke or if you're woken up unexpectedly, there's some things that help you get back to sleep. I don't suggest taking sleeping pills. Try and do it the more natural way. Try and get those things in that your body's craving for anyways, like magnesium. Zinc is good. That helps testosterone levels as well. But priority is just finding out what you need specifically and going after it. So sleep, one big thing with sleep as well. I hear a lot of people, I've heard it actually a couple weeks ago. Somebody says they're a lot more productive when they're, not deprived of sleep, but when they only get like 5 or 6 hours max. They find they're not as productive, or their body's just not go, go, go. What happens when you're short on sleep is your body has all these responses called the fight or flight hormone, or the fight or flight situation. So when your body is stressed out, it starts producing hormones, it starts raising levels of everything to get your energy up, to get you going. What's happening is your body's short on sleep, so now your body's counteracting that shortness of sleep by elevating things. So you might mistaken that influx of energy as a good thing because you didn't get enough sleep. Well, it's not necessarily a good thing. Your body's going into stress, and that's fine once or twice. Like that's how the body reacts, how it compensates for sleep, lack of sleep. But if you do that too often on a regular basis, it will bite you in the ass. Guaranteed. I see it with everybody. If you don't get enough sleep, it will bite you in the ass. So sleep is one of those things where if you can prioritize it as well, then doesn't mean you have to get a great night's sleep all the time. But if one day a week you get a better night's sleep than the previous week, that's one extra night of good sleep where you're going to help your body progress and lose body fat. So sleep, huge impact. One of the other impacts is it has on cravings. Going back to the leptin levels going up and ghrelin levels therefore going down, sleep affects those hormones like you wouldn't believe. Ghrelin levels, the hunger hormone, rises when you're short on sleep. So cravings are unbelievable. It's hard not to snack when you're short on sleep just because the hormone levels are messed up. So anybody that says they can't lose body fat because of their hormones, very, very accurate. But you're also saying that I don't care about my hormones. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not going to make them better at all. So yeah, the hormones might be a little bit messed up and therefore you can't lose body fat, but you have a lot of control over your hormones. So you can't just say, oh, it's because of my hormones. You might as well just say, oh, it's because of my really bad habits. Oh, it's because I really don't give a shit. So if you really don't care, then that's going to be the situation. Your hormones are never going to get in check. But unfortunately, you're always going to be saying, well, I can't lose body fat because of my hormones. Well, really, you can't lose body fat because you're just making poor decisions and don't really care. So when it comes to sleep, try and get it as much as you can. There's a limit, obviously. But if you're getting a decent amount of sleep, you'll notice your hunger hormones go down quite a bit. You'll notice, so think about this. Next time you're short on sleep, if you're short on sleep now, if you didn't get a good night's sleep last night, think about it today. Think about all the cravings that you have today. Think about how often you get hungry, how long you get hungry, the severity of your hunger. Just think about those things while you're living through your day today. Or next time you have a really, really bad night of sleep, something wakes you up, or you just go to bed late unnecessarily because you were watching TV for 2 extra hours when you should have been going to bed. There's all kinds of things that just cause shortness of sleep. My program, I work on a lot of things that can benefit your sleep, just the little things you can do that all of a sudden make life a lot easier. But next time you're just a little bit short on sleep, think about the hunger feeling that you get the next day. The cravings that come in, the cravings are just huge. They impact your hunger like crazy. And then also just consider the fact that, let's say you have one person that sleeps 8 hours and then another person that sleeps only 4 hours. The person that slept 4 hours is going to be awake for an extra 4 hours. So considering all the hunger cravings and all the the difficulties of not eating food, now you have an extra 4 hours in your day where you're thinking about how hungry you are, how much you're craving these snacks, how much more you need. So somebody that's getting enough sleep that wakes up rested is going to have the huge benefit of burning more body fat, of being able to have more sane day. They're going to keep their sanity because they're not going to have all those cravings. They're not going to be deprived of sleep. So The third thing, sleep. So just to go through those 3 points again, prioritizing your weightlifting over your cardio. If you do cardio, if you like doing cardio, I'm not telling you to stop. In fact, keep it going. That's going to be the double whammy for burning body fat. But do your weightlifting first while you have the bulk of your energy. The next one, go for the delicious low-calorie options. Write these things down. I hope you had a pen and paper. Go back through the podcast, listen to it, and grab those things. Things like hot sauce, soy sauce, salt and pepper, spices, mustard, tomato sauce. Those things, they're going to be, you're going to easily be able to add those to things like vegetables and get those vegetables in as well. Very low calories, going to fill up your stomach, stretch out your stomach, and hit your hormones in a good way to drive that ghrelin, hunger hormone, down. Third thing, sleep. If you have no idea how to improve your sleep, I don't want you to be one of those people like, yeah, I have kids, oh, I have this, oh, I have work, I have this and this and this and this and this. There's ways to really figure out a plan or gain good sleep habits so that you can get good sleep and make your fat loss journey easier on yourself instead of struggling to get sleep. Don't push it aside as one of those things where you just say, well, that's something that's completely out of my control. For some things, it's out of your control, but other things, you can really, really develop good habits and get some good patterns going. So it's as simple as getting some good patterns and making it happen and getting that sleep under control. So consider those 3 things. Get those things going in your life. Pick one thing. I just recommend picking one thing. Let me know in the comment below what's one thing out of this whole conversation you can do that is going to help you move into the right direction. 1 point, the weightlifting, low calorie option, or the sleep. And if you just want to build testosterone, comment that T down below. Comment the T. I want to see that you want to build testosterone. That is also going to help you lose body fat. Let's get it done. I'll see all you guys back in the group soon.